Welcome everyone to the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective. My name is Kaia Ra, and I am the author of the Sophia Code. For those of you who are new to my work, who have just found out about the Sophia Code and the Sophia Dragon Tribe, I want to extend my warmest welcome to you. I'm so happy that you're here. And we all are. We are an international community of Earth Angel Lightworkers. We believe in the power of the creative power of our sovereign divinity. And we have gathered together as a community through the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective for the past 4 years to activate our, to activate our divine genome together and to grow and evolve together and mature together and to become bigger together, like the dragons encourage us in chapter 13 of the Sophia Code, to unfetter our minds and our hearts from how big we can truly become. It's really, really important in this lifetime that we allow ourselves to become as big as we possibly can, to take up as much space as we can here on this planet and in this reality. Excuse me, because that is how you vote here on this planet. We vote through our willingness to be so present here on this planet, so present within our bodies, that it's really a vibrational resonance game here. The highest vibration and the loudest vibration and the most expanded vibration is it's what trumps all. And yes, that's a pun intended, on this planet. It's when you choose to take up as much space as you possibly can, which is unlimited actually, with your own divine feminine, divine masculine Christ consciousness. This is voting. This is voting for how we want our future to unfold. And I know that if you're on this call, you have a big prayer for this planet. You have a big prayer for your families, for your communities, for your relatives. You have a big prayer for your own heart and your own happiness. And so I just want to welcome you to a space, a sacred space where you are encouraged. You are encouraged to become as big as dragons. You might even find out that your soul is a dragon in human form. Well, however you want to take that, that fairy dust of encouragement, I invite you to dream big over the next hour and allow your angel wings to unfurl, and allow your auric field to widen and deepen, to allow your body to soften as well as strengthen in the glory of your own sovereign divinity. We are going to be dropping in with key code 444, the Phoenix Child, today, along with key code 6, Quan from the Sophia Code Cosmology. Because when we're talking about taking up space and rapid expansion, we're talking about an aspect of ourselves that knows no limits, that dreams big, and is so in tune with the magic of the universe and in such powerful connection with an innate faith in Sophia God, an uninterrupted river of faith. That part of you is your innocence. And in the Sophia Code, your innocence is represented by what we call the Phoenix Child. The Phoenix Child is a part of you. It's an aspect of you that survived everything that was happened in your childhood, in your adolescence, that may have been very challenging. Maybe you had a wonderful childhood. Maybe it was parenting. Maybe it was the outside world that might have jarred you or confused you in your childhood. Either way, no matter what challenges or even abuses that we face in our childhood, there was an invincible part of you that survived that. And that part of you is your connection to your creative genius. It's the connection to, she or he is your direct connection to the magic of the universe, as well as all of the answers, like if you're really looking for the answers of how to expand and go bigger in your life, in any area of your life, it's your Phoenix child that holds the golden keys to your heaven and earth, which is what Mother Mary revealed to me years ago while I was channeling the Sophia Code. And this is really important because I think when we are steeped in spiritual practices, especially self-mastery practices, we forget that we get kind of hyper-focused on the adult practices of a spiritual path. And all of those are absolutely necessary. But part of those adult practices is learning how to care for, love, and nurture this incredible beingness inside of you, which is your innocence, the Phoenix child, that doesn't actually need any of the practices. This child within you actually needs your love and attention and your listening heart. What I have found in my own personal journey in this lifetime was that my biggest breakthroughs, usually come from doing some of the what seems like the scariest or riskiest decision to create or to step forward and move into. But it's always my inner child, my Phoenix child, that's guiding me to that. And it's usually connected to something I really want or really need, and I'm afraid to give it to myself. And so what I have found is that one of my greatest teachers has been this Phoenix child aspect of myself, where she will declare what is best for me, reveal what is best for me, show me through signs, messages, visions, feelings, desires, hey mom, this is what I really need or what I really want right now. Are you willing to give it to me? And when I come up against my own resistances, one of the reasons why we call the Phoenix child invincible is because the Phoenix child is actually invincible to our ego structures, to our conditioning to ignore the Phoenix child. So our adult self might say, well, that's not practical, honey. I don't really think you need that, and just continue to move on through your day. But the Phoenix child will then start to stamp around, like kind of stomp around inside of you, pout, feel disconcerted, maybe even start to throw around some feelings, some pretty big feelings. I mean, as we all know from the children in our life, when they feel feelings, they feel their feelings. And their feelings bounce off the walls. They can fill an entire house. Well, when your inner child has given you directions that do not make sense, but because they are coming from your innocence, they really honestly are leading you to something so much better than what you could possibly plan logically. And then that guidance is ignored. Your Phoenix child can pitch a fit inside of you. And depending on what this topic is about, depending on how minor or major this is, that your innocence wants to share with you your next steps about, there might be, if it's something really major, this kind of pitching a fit thing can happen over a period of a couple months where you become so uncomfortably uncomfortable that you finally give in and listen to them. Or it could be something just really minor. And then it's really about responding to that minor request as revealing to yourself yet another way that you can love yourself. Be tender with yourself, be nurturing with yourself. So I'm going to give you 2 examples of how to identify when your inner child / Phoenix child is speaking to your heart. So the first example will be what seemingly minor. So as many of you know, I've done a series of cleanses over the past few years to correct some of the abuse that I suffered in the first part of my life. And, physically cleansing your body is always connected to the emotional cleansing of your body. And one day I was leaving the cleanse and I was feeling very tired, and I I usually would go to the smoothie shop and always get the smoothie. It was very healthy. There was no sugar in it, but for some reason, the combination of fruits in it tasted just like ice cream. And I wasn't going to go and get the smoothie after that day of cleanse. I was just too tired. It didn't seem practical. And I hear this little voice in the back of my head. And the voice says, "But I want it." And I thought, who's that? And then I realized, oh, of course, it's my inner child. And I tuned in and I said, why is it important for you to get this smoothie right now? I'm very tired. And she said, well, you don't let me eat ice cream because there's sugar and dairy in it, but that smoothie tastes just like ice cream. And it's healthy for me, and it's my reward for cleansing so much out of my body today. So why wouldn't you give that to me? And it's going to make you feel better later. So we all win. And I thought, oh my God, you're so right. You're so smart, inner child. Why wouldn't I listen to that? It's a win-win-win across the board. But most importantly, more than the health benefits and the brightening, because the smoothie is very brightening. It's got this sunshiny color to it. The most powerful ingredient out of that very minor example of listening to my inner child was, I'm paying attention to the voice within me, who's very wise and deserves my respect. Now, often when we are, think about how many times little people that are, 4, 5, 6, 7, they're just not treated with respect. It's not even something abusive. They're just dismissed. They might want to share something about their day. They might want to ask for something that they need. And the adults around them are just too busy or too tired, and they just get dismissed. This really came to me in that moment of, oh, my inner child does not want to be dismissed. She wants to know that I'm listening. So more than the actual, getting that smoothie after the cleanse, it was the act of love, of listening, and bringing to her that respect of, I hear you. I've weighed all the options here, and you clearly had the best advice in this moment. Let's go do that before we go home. So that would be an example of something small. Now, what happens is, if you follow through on these little promptings from your Phoenix child long enough, your life will begin to change, because your life will be filled with self-love. You will become far more accustomed to respecting yourself and respecting your needs, and not hoping that other people will respect and fulfill your needs for you, because you'll be really busy listening to what those needs are. And if you start out a little bit at a time, eventually you're going to find that your life has shifted into a life of far more of what you want, to far more happiness. And what's going to happen is, the more you listen to the little things, the easier it's going to become when your Phoenix child, your inner child, comes to you and says, okay, now let's talk about the big things. Now let's talk about the big things that are keeping you from my happiness. How interesting. Not only does that Phoenix child know all the details, the seemingly minor details that actually add up to a whole lot of love, but she or he also knows the larger equations of your life that are crying out for your loving attention, so that you can move into greater balance, greater alignment with Sophia's divine will to prosper you in all ways, greater alignment with the prayer for your own happiness and peace, which means that you are contributing to world peace. So it requires Sophia Christ consciousness to navigate when your Phoenix child begins to drop the bombs on you of what really needs to change in your life on a much bigger level. Your Phoenix child is the one within you that does not want to put up with being treated a certain way at work. It does not want to put up with bad behavior in your personal life from others that aren't respecting you, doesn't want to put up with you living in a place that you don't like to live in. Your Phoenix child doesn't want you to, any area of your life, she or he doesn't want you to be in relationships that are abusive or disrespectful or just ungrateful. He or she within you wants to improve every area of your life by often for very, they kick your inner child, your Phoenix child kicks up a lot of dust within you and says, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel right. You should be respected, mommy. You should be respected, daddy. You should make this decision and change this part of your life because I'm miserable. I'm not having fun inside of you. And that's the voice that we tend to suppress, minimize, push to the back of our heads, the back of our hearts. But you can't get what you really want unless you listen to the purity of your own innocence telling you how it really is in your life, what it is that you really need and what it is that you really want. So to give you an example of it's like something really big when your inner child, I've personally kept hearing my inner child tell me that I needed to move to a new location that was a really big leap from where I was previously in many, many ways. And it took me about 3 to 4 months of really weighing my options and searching and figuring out how this was all going to, really listening more than figuring out. There was nothing to figure it out. It was already planned. It was already planned by the Ascended Masters and my higher self and my inner child. Bottom line, it was already planned. It was about me getting into alignment with what I really needed for myself. It was about me listening to what my inner child really needed for her happiness, which meant what I needed for my happiness. And it was about taking the risk to follow through on what she loves. And through a series of very large decisions over the course of 6 months, that decision was finally made and completed. But whenever I wanted to give up on such a huge transition, whenever I wanted to talk myself out of it because it might be, too many resources or expensive to do this thing that I really needed from my life, I would tune in. My inner child would come to me and say, I really want you to be around these kind of birds. I really need you to be around these kind of trees. I really need you to be around this kind of water. I really need you to be around this kind of a culture. Will you listen to me and make that important to you? Because I know what you like best because I am you. I know where and how your creativity will thrive. Are you listening to me? So do you see how when you listen to the small requests of your inner child, how it will build up courage and strength and grace to follow through on the requests of your inner child for the big areas of your life? I couldn't be happier that I followed through on what my inner child wanted. And I can't say that it was the easiest decision because it wasn't. It required everything of me to make that decision. Sometimes also, your inner child could be guiding you about, maybe you've been in a relationship that just is not working, or maybe you're ready for a relationship, but there's things in your life that need to change for that relationship to manifest. Your inner child is the one that is guiding you in how to take divinely guided action for your own happiness. And so I'd like to go back to that page that Megan was reading so beautifully from in our opening. Thank you again, Megan, for that beautiful introduction that you offered us. And we were reading from page 250. I asked the Sophia Dragon Tribe, what should today's prayer collective be about? And I opened up to page 250. And let's start at the bottom. of 250, where that last paragraph, or second to last paragraph, where it says, your greatest teacher for learning. And I invite you to, you can read along with me out loud. Let's read this paragraph together. Your greatest teacher for learning the importance of karuna compassion is your inner child, who is also the face of your innocence. The voice of your inner child speaks from your heart, acting as a guardian angel for your commitment to bestow the karuna of self-love upon yourself. When you are too enamored with social conditioning to give yourself the compassion that you deserve, it is your inner child who steps in to keep you honest. Sudden feelings of anger, disappointment, and sadness can all act as messengers from your inner child when you are refusing to give karuna to yourself. So let's just take a moment. What a beautiful passage from the Sophia Code from Quan talking to us about the power of our inner child. Let's bring our hands to our heart. Maybe you might want to bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Let's just take 3 deep breaths into those spaces within. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, exhaling out, breathing in, exhaling out. In this moment, I would like for you to take this opportunity to forgive yourself for the times that you didn't feel like you were able to listen to this innocent voice within you. I'd like for us to say, I forgive myself 3 times. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. And then I invite you to speak to your inner child. Let's do a call and response right now where I'll say a sentence that's channeled and then you can say it out loud to your inner child. Let's just do that for a moment. I welcome my beautiful inner child to come and sit here with me now. I have so much from my heart to share with you, as I know you have so much to share with me from your heart. Today I am committing to remembering how important your voice is for my sanity, for my well-being, for my prosperity, and for my happiness. You are my essential guide. You are the core. You are the center of my being, innocence. Beautiful inner child, always guiding me, whether I listen or not. Please forgive me for every time that I did not allow myself to hear you clearly. Please forgive me for every time that I allowed the pressures of the outer world to stop me from bending my knee and listening to you, O Holy One, within me. I am here and I am grateful for your forgiveness, and I thank you for your love. It is an honor to be loved by you, little one, with mighty wings. And I invite you now to just allow your inner child to embrace you, or for you to embrace her or him. My inner child has brought me a little bouquet of hand-picked violets, which I just think is the cutest thing I've ever seen, with buttercups. So I'm thanking my inner child for bringing me this little bouquet from her heavenly reality of wildflowers. And maybe your inner child has brought something for you as well. Or maybe your inner child needs flowers from you. Let's just take a moment to acknowledge that your consciousness is experiencing a greater reality of wholeness in this moment from this decision that you are making to pay attention and listen to your own innocence. And because the Phoenix child, what's interesting is that the Phoenix child is the ascended aspect of your inner child. So the Phoenix child is a master. It's 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 really the seed of the ascended master that is blooming within you. And this beautiful Phoenix child has come to bring a healing for you. And you may feel her little hands or his little hands being cupping themselves over your ears as this beautiful Phoenix child, your Phoenix child, is bringing healing energy to your ears, which may have been conditioned to dismiss their words. You may begin to feel words, belief systems, anything that would minimize your relationship with your innocence and your inner child being cleared actually by your own innocence in this moment. Your ears may feel like they're tingling. They might feel like they're being cleaned out all the way through the ear canals, vacuumed. And just breathe into that blessing that you're receiving. Maybe you can soften a little bit more into your belly as you breathe even more deeply into that part of your body, as your ears are being blessed by your own innocence. And I invite you in this moment to see your beautiful Phoenix child in a sweet new outfit. Like, why don't you go ahead and create a beautiful new outfit for her, for him, something really special in your mind's eye. Maybe they even want like a cute pair of sunglasses and cool pair of shoes. I know that when I was a little girl that I always wanted to have the clothes that all of the well-cared children had. I remember thinking, why doesn't anyone dress me like they care about me? And so my inner child loves to be well dressed. And maybe yours wants to be well dressed too. Maybe your inner child wants a whole new wardrobe. Maybe your inner child has been asking you to get a new wardrobe. Let's start by allowing yourself to dress her, him, the way they would like to in your mind's eye. And notice how refreshed he or she may look in your third eye or in your feeling body. And then notice that your desire to look or feel beautiful isn't about how other people look at you. It's about how you want to feel about yourself. That's really what the Divine Feminine Beauty Wave prayer is about. It's about honoring your divinity, the blessings of your divinity, deserve to be honored. And one of the ways that we honor here in the physical world is through physical honoring. How we dress, how we create altars, how we take care of our bodies, what kind of food we put in our bodies. Is it honoring or is it dishonoring? Your innocence and your inner child knows exactly what you need. And what's interesting is that what she or he needs is always connected to what you need as an adult. There's a fascinating connection there if you're curious long enough to watch the connection, to take notes on it and then follow through. Like, oh, isn't that interesting? She wants this because I really need this in my adult life to be happier or to function better or to be more successful or to keep up with my expansion. Interesting. One of the healings that's coming through from the Phoenix child, and I'm also seeing Quan coming in now, and all of the angels of compassion. And there's a blessing that's being placed over our eyes. How many times do you catch yourself looking at something in your home or in your office and telling your eyes that you're supposed to see it a different way than how you actually feel about it? Maybe there are objects in your home, or there's things in your life, or even relationships in your life that you keep telling yourself, well, that's just the way it's supposed to be, or I'm just supposed to hang on to this. I can't move on from this. I can't throw this out. I can't let it go because it has some sort of meaning to someone else. And if you want, your innocence wants to readjust the lens of your eyes. Your eyes are like photographic lenses. You know, the lens of a camera is based off the technology of the eyeball. And in this moment, your Phoenix child and Quan Yin want to adjust the lenses of your eyes so that you can be even more honest with yourself wherever you look in your life and in your relationships. Is this working? Does this need to be improved? Does this need to be let go of? Does this bring me joy? Is this bringing me down? And I keep trying to bring myself up every time I look at it. Softening, surrendering, deepening into the power of your truth, your divine feminine truth, which is an intuitive knowing that comes from the very core of your soul. I know what I like. I know what I want. I know what I need. I know where I'm supposed to be, versus the ego structure. Well, maybe you're not worthy of that. Well, I don't know. Maybe next year. I don't think so. I think that lady's more worthy of this. You know, it's just like there's totally two different vibrational realities that your eyes can be trained to look at this world. And your Phoenix child and Quan Yin are blessing you with the compassion that you deserve to forgive yourself for any ways that you have let certain things go on for too long, that your inner child has had just about enough of. So that in this moment, this blessing, these waters of compassion can wash over your eyes, so that you can see your life, you can see yourself, and you can see your desires clearly moving forward from this day. One of my favorite stories of Jesus in the Bible is when he took the mud and placed it over the blind man's eyes, mixed with his own spit, which of course spit has DNA in it. Jesus mixed the spit and some dirt together to make a pumice over this man's eyes. And then the man's eye, after the man washed the dirt off of his eyes, he could see. He was blind, and then the light of reality came through his eyes. And in this moment, I really am calling forth that same healing for each of us over our eyes, over our sight. You'll see our holiness and the worthiness of our own truth so clearly, that all of the questioning about our worthiness, all of the questioning about what we really want can just wash away now. with the healing balm of Quan Yin, Jesus, and your very powerful Phoenix child, blessing you body, heart, and mind, right through the very center, the corneas of your eyes. For those of you with physical sight issues, your eyes might feel a little fiery in this moment because there is a direct transmission from Jesus and Quan Yin working together on your eyes. I'm also seeing the essence of lavender compresses being placed over our eyes from your Phoenix child, for any weariness, to feel a regenerative blessing from your own innocence, to relieve yourself of the weariness that sometimes comes when you do follow through on your inner child's guidance. It might involve a lot of changing of your life to create greater ease, flow, and happiness. Sometimes it can even feel like energetic and physical surgery to come into alignment with what that part of you, that innocence that knows what's for your highest and best good, to come into alignment with it and follow through sometimes takes a lot of effort and hard work. And why would that be? Well, sometimes karmically, we've been repeating the same patterns of unworthiness for so many lifetimes in a row. When we choose to follow our dreams, when we choose to create something that's very important to us, the rolling up our sleeves and the hard work, it's actually like this kind of like doing push-ups that clears out the karma of all those lifetimes. It's not about having to earn anything. You're not earning anything. And of course, we don't want to set the precedent that it's only through hard work that something is achieved. But it is important to understand that when you do have a dream that you are fulfilling and there's hard work involved, it is clearing massive amounts of previous karmic imbalances. It allows you to really drop in with, do I really believe I'm worthy of receiving this? Like, you get to really drop into that when your muscles are flexing and your heart is being asked to have an enormous amount of faith and follow through. And so your beautiful Phoenix child is saying, for every way that you are responding to my call within you to shift and change and grow in ways that feel uncomfortable, I bless you, I love you, and I regenerate you through this resonant field of Sophia Christ light that is your own innocence, buzzing within you now like 1,000 bees, bringing new life to your blood, to your breath, to your bone marrow, to your muscles, to your skin, to your smile. And at this time, we welcome the presence of Quan Yin. Inviting you to this beautiful temple space in the jungle. So you may want to begin to feel yourself walking with Quan Yin and your inner child right there, right beside you. You can carry your inner child, or your inner child can be holding your hand walking beside you. Your inner child could be levitating in front of you, and you're walking and she or he is levitating with Quan Yin as you walk into the jungle. And as you come through the jungle, there is a clearing where there's a very still pool of water. Crystalline blue colored water. And there is a beautiful yet small water temple at the edge of this sweet little koi pond, body of water, where Quan Yin is guiding you to come and immerse yourself in this healing bath waters. You're invited to just let go into this bath. She's pouring all of these essential oils, these essences of jasmine, on rose, lavender, geranium, ginger, different tropical flowers. And as you allow yourself to be immersed in these healing waters of Kuan Yin, you may begin to feel or see that the water is being filled up with the pink, karuna, compassionate love of Kuan Yin. And it's baptizing your body, your heart, and your mind with a greater understanding of how worthy you are of listening to this inner voice within you that knows exactly what you need, exactly what you want, and exactly how to live in the embodiment of your needs and your wants being fulfilled in curious and exciting and consistent ways. I'm witnessing from many people on this call that there's a lot being released within these waters of Kuan Yin. And I call in the Holy Spirit, that one Buddha light of Sophia God, Holy Mother, Holy Father, Creator, Creatrix of all life. We welcome your seventh plane consciousness descending as the dove of your purest light, as well as the primordial black womb, filling this sanctuary space and lifting every single member of the Heaven and Earth Prayer Collective up into the seventh plane consciousness that you are. Cleansing, healing, and regenerating every single person who is in this, enjoying their private bath with Kuan Yin. Sacred ceremonial waters, cleansing, healing light. And you might notice that your inner child might be taking a quick swim with the koi fish in the pond next to the bath. And to your delight, a beautiful Sophia dragon appears in this jungle within the seventh plane. Pearlescent white scales, bejeweled eyes, rainbows and tiny lightning bolts flashing off of its scales as it begins to float gently down to the bath where you are. And this beautiful Sophia dragon begins to breathe over the waters, and they become blessed with this crystalline stardust essence. And your soul and your body begins to deeply drink of this cosmic prana that the Sophia dragon is blessing these bath waters with. As you receive this blessing from this holy seraphim, Kuan Yin begins pouring her vase of compassion over your crown chakra. And I invite your crown chakra to begin to spiral open and allow this compassionate blessing from Kuan Yin to pour down the very center of your being, all the way down your crown, through and past your eyes, your third eye, running and flowing down through your throat chakra, which begins to open to drink even more deeply of this compassionate and empowering light water. It's now flowing down your shoulders and filling up your heart, overflowing from your heart. It's a waterfall of light filling your lower body, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, your root chakra, and all the way down your legs. And allowing yourself to exhale in the serene blessings of Kuan Yin, who is co-creating with your own higher self this peaceful rebalancing, realignment with all of the responsibilities that you have in your life, but also everything that you need for yourself and your own happiness. That all of those can come into alignment now. They can all be supportive of one another. They don't have to be in conflict when you follow the voice of your innocence. And you may hear the voice of your inner child laughing as she or he is playing in that wonderful koi pond, now with the dragon, the Sophia dragon, that is just delighting your inner child with all sorts of making waves, with snorting into the water. These beautiful Holy Spirit breaths that are being blown over this tiny koi pond is making like really cool waves for the inner child to surf on, body surfing. And just feeling the delight of so much playfulness, curiosity, movement, fluidity. Even Quan Yin's laughing. She's so happy for you. And you may feel layers of unshed tears being just peeled off your back and dissolved into this bath. You may feel tears coming down your eyes too, and that's okay. Tears are meant to be cried and released so that they don't have to stay stuck in your body. Part of the self-love that your inner child is calling you to through her joy is to release the sadness or the anger that has been stagnated in our bodies so that we can allow that energy to prevent us from being happy. No, excuse me, I didn't say that right. So that we can allow for the freedom of that movement so that we won't be prevented from that. We won't allow that stagnancy to prevent us from our happiness. So bringing some beautiful healing light to unresolved anger and unresolved sadness that may be moving through your body and cleansing in these healing waters. I think we should repeat that mantra, I forgive myself, 3 times together out loud. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. And then let's say I love myself 3 times. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. And then we can say, I respect myself. I respect myself. I respect myself. I respect myself. And then we can say the mantra, what I feel is important to me. 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 Then we can repeat 3 times. My inner child guides me through thoughts and feelings. My inner child guides me through her thoughts and feelings. My inner child guides me through their thoughts and feelings. My inner child guides me through their thoughts and feelings. Next mantra, next prayer. And all these mantras are prayers, really. I now commit to listening to the voice of my Phoenix child. I now commit to listening to the voice of my Phoenix child. I now commit to listening to the voice of my Phoenix child through my body, heart, and mind. It is safe to believe in love. It is safe to believe in love. It is safe to believe in love. My true nature is love. My true nature is love. My true nature is love. Therefore, I deserve more love. Therefore, I deserve more love. Therefore, I deserve more love, including the love of living in happiness. It is safe to accept the responsibility that I am a parent for my own happiness. It is safe to accept the responsibility that I am a parent for my own happiness. It is safe to accept that I am a parent for my own happiness. It is safe to trust Sophia as the one divine mother of all life, as the source from where all of my experiences of happiness arise. I co-create my happiness with this divine presence within me and all around me, knowing that I am perfectly guided by my own innocence and how to fulfill my own happiness. Breathing into these prayers. Exhaling self-doubt. Breathing in self-confidence. Breathing out like the Sophia dragon, waves of sovereignty. Breathing in self-acceptance. Breathing out waves of abundance. Breathing in the presence, this holy divine presence that surrounds you and is you in all ways. Breathing her or him in. Exhaling the blessing of who you are out into this world. Invite you to allow Quan Yin to hand you a big fluffy towel so that you can dry yourself off from such a sweet and amazing magical bath time. And she's also handing a big fluffy towel to your inner child as they are galloping out of the koi pond. So excited to tell you all about the Sophia dragon. And why don't you just open your arms to embrace your beautiful Phoenix child? Big fluffy towel hug. Happiness. Filled with the peace of relaxation and rejuvenation, divine love. Quan Yin is placing this beautiful, compassionate pink or light in your auric fields that also has this divine mother pearlescent white light that's bonding you to your inner child. Like there's like this milk that's running from your heart to your inner child's heart. And as you embrace your inner child, you're just feeling how this embrace is bonding you to more of you. It's rejuvenating you as a parent to yourself. And Quan Yin is speaking a final blessing over your body, heart, and mind, sealing up these healing transmissions within all 4 levels of your being, your physical body, your emotional body, your physical body, and all of your spiritual causal light bodies. And she's also helping your higher self adjust your chakras to come into perfect alignment for and perfect size and shape for how they need to be moving forward from this sanctuary space. And we surround you with all of the angels of compassion for the next 24 hours to help you integrate the shifts that occurred over this past hour with the presence of Quan Yin and your Phoenix child guiding you into the grace of your own self-love. Your own compassion, your own forgiveness, your own joy and delight for yourself. And I invite you to begin the process of coming back from the jungle and reintegrating into your physical form wherever you're sitting out there in the world. Maybe even massage your arms or your hands or rub your legs a little bit That was a very deep transmission. So you want to make sure that you're really in your body before you move on to the next moment of your life. Especially if you're about to drive, please make sure that you're very grounded before you do that. Drink some water, maybe have a beautiful early summer meal or snack or a late night snack, depending on where you are in the world. Maybe some warm milk, nut milk, hopefully. um, Unless you're allergic to nut milk. Everyone knows I'm vegan, so. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming together tonight for another gathering that means so much to myself and our entire team to be able to come together in prayer and meditation with the Ascended Masters with you. It's an honor and a privilege for us to be able to serve the light of your soul, and we want to thank you 1,000 times over for your continued loving support of the Sophia Code and this international movement and our mystery school and all of the ways that you share your divine feminine, divine masculine Christ embodiment with the world. It's just, it's what is changing the world. It is what is here to do, is to embody our sovereign divinity in mighty ways. The world has never needed it more. And so we just can't thank you enough for your willingness to be this bright at this time of great global transformation. And a couple of announcements before we close. Just a reminder that the Sophia Circle enrollment will be starting on June 13th. So that's coming up. It's right around the corner, and we have so many amazing Earth Angel Lightworkers that have enrolled to be able to share the Sophia Code through Sophia Circles. And for those of you who are still wondering if that's the right fit for you, please know that you can get on a call with one of our team angels, a free call, and talk to us about any questions that you may have, in your interest to join us for this incredible journey that we're going to be doing live together over the next couple of months. So it's really exciting. It's the next big step for our international movement. We also did the Sophia Summit a couple weeks ago, and we answered a lot of questions about that. If you'd like to purchase the replay, if you haven't actually watched the Sophia Summit yet, the replay is available for sale on our website, so be sure to check that out. And we're also getting really excited about our Divine Feminine Healing Immersive in Hawaii with Quan, Mother Mary, and Green Tara, which will be doing what you just experienced 1,000 times over for 3 full days in a row in paradise. So if you'd like to learn more about that opportunity, including payment plans that we have available for Hawaii, please be sure to reach out to our team angels. We're happy to answer any of your questions and walk you through these important decisions to be able to connect with me and with your community live and in person. It makes such a significant difference when we take out time to rejuvenate, to rest and heal. It has an incredible impact on our creativity and our success and how we are showing up to our divine purpose. So I look forward to meeting you there this year and working with you live in the Sophia Circles. I love each and every one of you so much. Thank you from my heart to yours for the great privilege of being on this heroic human journey with you. Have a blessed evening. All my love.